kids, welcome to the channel, and this is another part of my Building Newcrest series. And today we are starting on the first lot that is on the right side of the Newcrest map. And I thought it'd be really cool to include a stadium or like an arena for football games or for track or whatever else, all the sports teams that are involved in college sports. And because college sports is definitely a big part of college. I personally am not a huge fan of sports, so I'm I don't know. I felt kind of indifferent about this build as a whole, but I know for a lot of people, college sports is pretty important, as well as to, the community that surrounds a college in a way. So I get it. I understand. So that's why I wanted to include it in my Building Newcrest series. So basically, this build is the arena or the stadium itself, and then at the basement level is a gym, a swimming pool, a basketball court, and some workout stuff, which you'll see later. But at this point, I was just trying to figure out the arena itself. I really wanted it to have several layers, different seating levels. Yeah, so that was probably the most difficult part of this build, was just trying to get around the difficulties of removing ceilings and removing floors, and just trying to get the shape right and all like symmetrical and all that. Also, in the center of a football field, there's usually a team logo or something in the middle, and I couldn't for the life of me find anything that resembled like a team logo that was technically a floor decal. So I ended up just using this decal that looks like a sun or a flower or something. And I know it looks kind of weird, but I really, really wanted a decal for the center of the field because I think that's pretty accurate to what like college teams usually have on their field. So we're just gonna call them the Newcrest Solar Flares. So that'll be their logo. And it's fine. We'll just pretend. But yeah, so here I'm just doing like the exterior and the skeleton of the arena itself. And then there's also like this area here. It's where the announcers are, like where the guys who do commentary on the game, they're gonna be here. And I wanted to do like one on each side of the field, except the other one on the other side of the field is a concession area. So you can buy food there, you can hang out at the bar, watch the game there. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I actually looked at a few arenas on the gallery, and one of them had the microphones inside of the desks for the announcer people, and I thought that was such a great idea. And I don't remember their username, but I'll look again before I post, and I'll link them in the description just so they get credit for that idea, because it's just so amazing and great. But yeah, so here I'm doing the yard lines on the field, and as you can see, I was trying to see if there was another decal that would work better. But the only floor decals are in the rug section, and they aren't very diverse, to be honest, at least to me. I wanted to try and write something with the fencing on the where the touchdown would happen. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about sports, so you guys will have to help me out on what all this stuff is called. But as far as like where what is it called? The goal line. It's usually yellow, and it looks like a U, and you'd get like an automatic win if you kick the ball through it, right? At least I think that's what it is. But anyway, I couldn't find anything that could represent that besides the L arches that came with Get Together, and they only come in white. So we'll have to use our imaginations for that as well. But yeah, so here in the front, there's usually advertisements and billboards and stuff like that that are plastered everywhere on arenas because they're sponsored and they need to represent their sponsors on the arena. So that's what I was doing with those billboards that came with City Living. And I also wanted to include some flags like I did in the other public buildings for my Building Newcrest, such as the library, and I think I used it for... No, I don't think I used it for the art museum, but I'm pretty sure I did for the library. So I thought it'd be appropriate since I've seen in some stadiums that they use flags as well. Like one for the school and one for the country or the state. So, yeah. And then I noticed on the field there's always like a colored block on each side of the field to kind of represent where a touchdown would happen. So that's why I colored it in red, because the center decal has some red in it. So I was just trying to pull that. And then I was using some of the awnings, the glass awnings that came with Get Together, I think, for the top of the stadium, because I noticed in like more modern arenas or stadiums, they usually will have a cover over the top just in case it rains or it snows or something. That way the people that are watching don't have to deal with that, you know. So yeah, that's why I did that. And here I'm just adding the entrances to the downstairs or the basement level gym area for the athletes, as well as the students that go to Newcrest University. And yeah, so this lot is technically considered a gym. So, you know, if your Sims live in Newcrest or the surrounding areas, they can come here and work out and do their thing. And I think it would be pretty cool for storytelling. Like if you had a Sim that was in the athletic track, maybe you could say they are like going to school and they have a scholarship and, you know, they come here to work out and prepare for their games. I think that'd be pretty fun. So here in this area, I was thinking about making it a basketball court, but I didn't realize that the basketball courts were huge, like so big. So I ended up making that space a swimming pool, and I made this area the basketball court. And as you can see, it's like humongous. It's a very big room. But I like the fact that this gym has kind of everything you might need to work out in or to boost your athletic skill. And then I also wanted to include locker rooms on each side of the gym, just so, you know, one is for women and one is for men, because that's usually how they're separated typically, or, you know, a stereotypical gym is set up that way. I remember I actually, when I was in dance, I was in like a magic dancer, like dancing camp, where a bunch of boys and girls would go to the Orlando Magic, which is a basketball team in Florida. And so all these little like kids, including myself, we would actually go to the Orlando Magic, like what was it called? It was the Amway Center. That's what it was called. But yeah, so that was the Amway Center in Orlando where the Magic played, and I basically did this camp. And the Magic dancers are the cheerleaders that dance at halftime and other things like that. But I got to go like underground, like underneath the arena, and I got to see the locker rooms and everything like that. And granted, you know, that's for the NBA, but I assume that more state-of-the-art, more modern stadiums and arenas are very similar in how they're set up. because the athletes need somewhere to work out and somewhere to go, somewhere to change, shower, and everything after they're done with the game. And usually they're not above ground. That's what I am trying to say. Also, in the hallways underneath the arena, there's usually like pictures and signed jerseys and trophies and things like that in the hallways, especially like the Amway arena that I went to. They had a lot of that underneath, so I kind of wanted to replicate that here. And then I also included a sauna for the female side as well as the male side of the locker rooms, because I thought it would be really nice if after a game or after working out, the athletes or the students that come here, if they need to relax, kind of soothe their tired muscles, then a sauna might be really nice to include as an amenity in the gym. So yeah, I thought that would be nice. So there's not really any like sports related type things like as far as decoration goes. So I used some of the club banners and things like that came with Get Together as sports logos for each section of the gym. So the basketball team is the Newcrest Bears, and the swimming team is the Newcrest Piranhas, and so that's what I was going for with that. So this area of the stadium, I think it's on the second level, but I wanted this to be a concession area. I ended up getting rid of the tables and the counters because I just thought it was kind of blocky. It didn't use the space very well. So I got rid of all this and I added the bar that came with the bowling stuff pack, because it has the like soda machine, and I thought that would be pretty appropriate for the concession. So here I am just putting the bar down, and it had kind of a cool look to it anyway, kind of sporty looking maybe. So I added that in here, and also some popcorn machines and the ice cream machine. And here I am putting some more advertisements around the arena, because that's pretty typical, I think. And then I was thinking, we need like a ticket booth of some kind here in the front, because usually games or anything related to a college is discounted or free for students, but it's not for everybody else. So I wanted to include a place where you can, pretend like you're buying a ticket. So I added this little room here, and the windows kind of reminded me of, like the ticket booths where you would have this little circle in the window and you would like pay through it. That's what I was going for with the ticket booth. And then this side of the arena, like I was telling you guys earlier in the video, it's for the announcer guys who are doing commentary on the game. And maybe this is where some of the cameras are for TV and radio and things like that. But I also wanted to include some offices. So this is where like the big shots would be, like the people who run the arena and the sports program at the college. So I wanted it to look kind of fancy and like executive looking. So yeah, that's what's here on this side of the arena as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment down below what kind of places you'd like to see on this strip. I'm thinking about doing some restaurants, some bars, and some like leisurely activities that college students would like to go to in their time off with their friends. So let me know what you guys want to see on this strip next to the stadium. I hope you enjoyed this build, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys!